Welcome Velociraptors. Today we're going to be talking about how to create a topographic map. Before you get started, make sure that you have access to this handout. It is linked in the video description as well as available on Blend. In terms of this activity, what we're going to be doing is seeing how we can take all of this information and create our own contour lines. So in this course, we've used topographic maps to look at Austin for your biodiversity project, but we haven't really talked a lot about on how you might make one. And then we're going to show you here in this example how you can create your own given a layout of ground truth points. Now, what do I mean by a ground truth point? Well, if you see on this map here, I have several of these orange dots. These orange dots are ground truth points. A ground truth point is an exact location. So like this exact location is 515 feet. This location, the elevation is exactly 310 feet. And what we're going to do is use that information to infer a little bit about where the contour lines are on this particular map. The other thing you're going to want to know before you get started is this area here is just the ocean. And we're going to assume then that the elevation here along the coastline is 0, so that's right at sea level. We also have two streams running through our fictional area that we're going to need to take into account as we draw these topography or contour lines. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be drawing contour lines at the 100-foot contour interval. So we're going to go ahead and start with 100, and I'll show you how to do that one, and then you're going to do the 200, 300, 400, 500 on your own, because 600 is already provided for you. So let's get started on figuring out how we're going to do this. Now, I need to find a place on the map that is 100. So luckily, if you can already see up here in the left-hand corner is 100. So I'm going to go ahead and start my contour line right here at that point. Wow, look, all we did there. Now, we need to figure out, though, where we're going to go from this point. Well, we could go to the right, but we see that the elevation here is really high. So 310, 450, 510. So that's not true. We could go to the left. Probably not, because that's 60. We could go down. That seems feasible because we see down here we have a 200. So if I have 200 here, and I just said that the coastline is 0, that means that 100 should be right in the middle of those 2 points. So I'm going to go ahead and connect that. Perfect. Now that's what I'm going to keep doing. So I'm continuing to look where and estimate where 100 feet is. So if I look down here again, I'm still not going to go right. I'm still going down along the coastline. I have 150. Well, again, it's from 0 to 150. So that's roughly somewhere in 2/3 of the way between there. So I'm going to say that it's, let's go right there. And of course, remember, we're inferring. So yours might be a little closer, a little less, depending on how well you're estimating that 2/3 there. And then we need to figure out again, where are we going? Are we going to keep going south, or are we going to go east or west? Well, we know we're not going to go to the left here because that's the ocean. We can't go right still because the elevation is still very high. So we need to keep going down. Again, we have another 200. So 0, 200. So 100 is going to be right in the middle again. So let's go ahead and go down to that one. Now, in this case, we can't keep going further south because now we see that this is 75. So we're at 100. So I don't want to pass that. I can't go to the right because that's 200. So I need to kind of loop down in between 200 and 75. Well, that means 100 is going to be somewhere over here, a little closer to that 75. So I'm going to bring it down to there. And now we're going to go to the right. Now we got to figure out where to the right. Well, I'm not going to go to the stream because I can see the stream elevation is 50. So that's not going to work. I can't go in this region because this is 490. So that's way too high. I have 150 over here. That's pretty good. So I've got 150 and 75. So 100 is going to be somewhere over here. What about up here in this region? Well, I see 125 is over here. So that probably means then that 100 is going to come through this area, probably like right there. And then it's going to go over here to the stream. Probably if that's 125... well, I've got 100 here. It's probably just going to come meet the stream somewhere along this line. So let's see. We're going to come across. Oh, I kind of missed my point a little bit. And I'm going to go into the stream. Okay, that's fine. Now I need to figure out, it might have gone up a little bit higher because I have 125 here. but I also have 100 here, so it's probably still closer. So I'm going to bring this down to this 100. Now you'll notice I did something unique here. I created this little V shape. And that's characteristic of a stream, because when a stream is cutting down through the land, right, it creates this symmetrical plane where the left-hand side and the right-hand side have the same elevation. So I might be at 500 feet on one side. I'm also going to have a 500 feet on the other side. So that's why it creates this V shape as it cuts down through the land. We're also going to see that same V shape here. So that means it's going to have to go back this way, but I don't know where. Well, I've got 120 here, and I've got 50 here, so that means it's going to be somewhere closer to the one, like maybe right there. I'm going to take it back and off the page, because I know it doesn't keep going this way, because that would go to 0. And that's how I would draw the 100 line on this image. Now what you need to do is keep doing the same thing that I'm doing, except adding the other contour lines. Now if you don't like to just draw the dots as you draw the line, you also feel free, you can kind of look around and estimate where certain dots or points might be. So like if I knew that, for example, where's a quick example? So like this is 310 and this is 200. So I might go, well, I know that 300 is probably right there. Okay, I would mark that as my 300, and I might use a different color, and I make all the 300 points and then connect them. Also pay attention though that your contour lines are also going to go over here, but anytime they cross a stream, they're going to make this V shape. So go up and back V shape anytime they cross that stream. Now ensure that you double check, pay close attention, don't just guess and kind of connect the dots because it's not going to look right. You also want to make sure that you're estimating relatively accurately, because you're going to take the A to A prime line and you're going to create a topographic profile just like we discussed in the first video. So please make sure that you check these contour lines. If you want to draw these contour lines and then show them or run them by me to see how they look, feel free to. So then you're ready and prepared to create your topographic profile at the bottom. So great work, Velociraptors. I hope you enjoyed this video of explaining how to use ground truth points to create a topographic map. If you have any questions, please reach out. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in.